Welcome to Gun Talk. My name is Dave, and today I'll be doing a video on the disassembly and assembly of a SIG P320 slide. First thing we want to do is make sure our gun is safe to work on. Nothing in the chamber, no magazine. We are clear to begin working. First thing we'll do is remove the slide from the lower. Remove our recoil spring, and we'll remove our barrel. So next we'll want to remove all of our internal components. We'll begin by taking our slide cap off, and I'll take a punch and I'm going to depress on my extractor guide rod. So I'm going to push that down and take my thumb. It releases the tension. I'll take my thumb and I can just slide the end cap off. Now I can grab my extractor guide rod and pull it out. So here we have our guide rod, our extractor spring, and our extractor pin. This holds the actual extractor in place. So I can just tip it over and our extractor falls right out. Then the only thing we have left is our striker assembly, which at this point will just slide right out of the slide itself. So now the slide is stripped completely, and we can set that off to the side for now. The next thing we have to do is to disassemble the striker assembly itself. And the first thing we'll do is we have these little cups right here. There's two of them. And these cups retain the spring on the striker. So what we want to do is we want to release tension on the spring, and that will allow these cups to fall off, and then we can remove the spring and start working on the housing itself. So I learned a little trick from another guy on YouTube called SIG Guy, and what he did was he took a Wheeler's armor's block, and it doesn't quite fit, so I had to whittle this little round knob down a little bit. But basically you can take your striker housing and set it on that knob, push it down, and it makes getting these cups and spring quite easy to get off. So I'm going to grab and pull that spring down. You want to be careful because you don't want these cups to take off flying on you. Alright, so there are the two halves of our cups. And now we can pull this main spring off. Done with that for now. So when taking our striker apart, we've got to be very careful because we have a lot of small parts here. So this is our striker safety right here, and it is under spring tension with this V-shaped striker safety spring. You can see it moves like that. So we want to take and lift this spring up to take the tension off of the safety, striker safety. We got to be careful. We don't want that spring to take off on us. So I'm going to kind of put my thumb over that little knob right there. And then I'll take my pick And you can see there I've taken this, pulled it up, and now the spring is free. So these are very small. I want to be careful not to lose them. As you can see there, that striker safety spring is very, very small. Set that off to the side. Now we can take this striker housing off. But we want to be careful when we do that because we have another spring inside this housing that's very, very small. And we don't want to lose it. And it could catch, when you're pulling it off, it could catch on the striker itself. And if it does that and it gets away from us, then we're in trouble. So we want to be very careful pulling this out. And now I'm just going to tap it. You can see there that spring is extremely small. Set that to the side. And now this striker safety, it'll just wiggle out. There we go. See it right there. And now we've disassembled our striker. So at this point, we can clean it good. You don't want to use any kind of cleaning products on this or lubrications. You want this to be, just take a rag and wipe it down, and then you want it to go together dry. So at this point, I could go ahead and clean my slide too. Now you can use cleaning products on this. You'd want to clean down in here into the housing for the striker, as well as through here where your striker extractor guide rod goes. So if you want to do that, you could. So we've completely disassembled our slide, and now we'll begin the assembly process. Okay, now let's begin the assembly of our striker. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my striker safety and I'm going to orient it like this. So that little leg is going to go down in that little hole. And this edge is going to slide up into that little cavity right there. Slide it in like that. There we go. So next I'm going to take that little tiny spring. See this little channel right here? That's where that spring goes. If I can pick it up. Alright. It's going to sit down in there like that. Oops. Let's try that again. Okay. And now we'll put our striker in. So, you know you've got it in there correctly, or you know the spring's still in there if you've got some tension, spring tension on it. And the next thing we're going to do is take that little striker safety spring and put it in right here. So you've got a long this is the proper orientation. Got a short leg and a long leg. So that short leg is going to sit right here and the long arm will sit up under the safety edge of the safety. So I'm going to get the bottom end first. Alright, and I'm going to hold it in place, and I'm going to pull that bar down up under the striker safety. There we go. All right. So I've got the little pieces done. Now we want to put our main spring back on. And I think this is the hardest part of the whole assembly right here. Just trying to get that spring and those cups back on. So when we slide that, we put those cups on, they're going to go up under this little ledge right here on our striker. So we need to get our spring down below that so we can get our cups in. All right. One. There we go. That looks pretty good. And now our safety, our striker assembly is complete. And we put it back in our slide. Like that. Then we will put our extractor back in. So this little rounded side goes in that little hole right there. Extractor goes on this side. And when we slide our extractor assembly back in, so you've got a little notch here and a longer part. This longer part will face toward the outside of your slide. Like that. And now all we have left is to put our end cap back on. So I'll get it started, then I'll depress our extractor spring, our extractor rod, and push it back into place. And that completes the disassembly and assembly of our P320 slide. I hope everybody liked this video. If you do, I'd appreciate if you leave your comments and if you'd subscribe to my channel. Thank you.